Nothing really happens when you hold on to the wind. Standing by the clock, grooming time, picking ticks. My phenotype is no longer bioluminous. Had a must-buy luminous objective to soak myself in objects in the fluids. If nothing really happens, it was something I was trapped in. Nothing really happens when you hold on to the wind. Standing by the clock, grooming time, picking ticks. My phenotype is no longer bioluminous. Had a must-buy luminous objective to soak myself in objects in the fluids. If nothing really happened, it was something I was trapped in. Eyebrows that pawns with 4 palms cover eyebrows and get in tune with the echo like high sounds created by my forearms. Yo, I've got 4 arms and a bow attaches to stomach, and I plummet into tumultuous dizziness, soon to be dysrhythmia. Falling into a quick nostalgia with ballads from a shallow murmur, bow wind up figurine big shoulders and Victorian attics. I never settle for sleep, I just vindicate kettles for tea. Some of them like cardamom and cinnamon, but I like sipping the sediments and residue after taking apart synonyms. In the dark is where you're living and it starts with the listening to the messages that the larks be delivering on the wind. Eyes fixed, I watched you hollow and follow in the midnight of circles through atmospheric friction, trembling. You're obligated to take this oblique twist to test if you're smart enough for oblivion. Considering lost, you are wandering like a sedentary nomad, fondling a heliotrope in hand, trying to escape the shadows of a really dark and placid labyrinth. You're saying silly, sarcastic banterlinks. It's a mystery to eat, sorta like the way the Pink Panther thinks in an open shut episode with an extra glow, glare gaze glance to wink. And even the involuntary twitch was laborious, but your brain isn't robust. It's more gracile, like a grasshopper hopping over blades of grass, while I cut blades of grass with 2 cut blades of grass attached to the end to make a blade of grass scissor. Yo, did you hear anything about a great mister? Did you want me to kick your ass and dilute your linear mass until you turn into a blister? I'll give you a B- or a B+. Any other insect in the kingdom of insectivores. When I reflect on claws, disinfectagores, do a diagnostic test on spores and a visual check on boards. Yo, for checkmates anticipated and tissues for tears, absorbed by glorious claws composed of distorted morbid wings of morphs, one inventorious unmentionable amount of years. And even my peers find it nonsensical. I tantalize with tentacles and send 10 million sickle cell anemia amoebas to fight lymphatic systems. Understood anguish under the woods in the forest. I'm not a fan and you're not famous. The nymph marriage distant, thus we cantaloupe. And if we cantaloupe, we eat cantaloupe, running with antelope like ants in the moat, chanting with ghosts who wear the fanciest cloaks of crimson. Hey, and if I'm panting the most, at least I can flow through spiritual dimensions without confusion, cause I'm here for maintenance. I'm mate intense, pitched by my primate who walks bipedal like a primate. We walk bipedals is what we say after we leave the gardens with flowers abloom, pollinating recessive mutations of plants on planets in the ethereal. Do you drink serums for delirium? Diluted dialect, furry truth, thus disillusional. You're lacking innocence, unlike the little prince you'll ask what's ephemeral. Like the presence of gorgons on perches next to Mormon churches, and Mormon lurking for the breeding from the gargoyle takes precedence over the precipice with a precise recipe that is saliva from the snarboils into a cup of pus. Sipping slow I do with my body wrapped around the quintessence of dust. Like Hamlet, I can't handle it. My phenotype is and be no longer bioluminous. My pores lack candlewick. I need a brand new approach to amputated vocal grip to grasp my many perplexed pulses of focus, foretold to the equivalent factor of broken bliss. But don't be mistaken, wind and breeze is still a god of it. Nothing really happens when you hold on to the wind. Standing by the clock, grooming time, picking ticks. My phenotype is no longer bioluminous. Had a must-buy luminous objective to soak myself in objects in the fluids. If nothing really happens, it was something I was trapped in. Nothing really happens when you hold on to the wind. Standing by the clock, grooming time, picking ticks. My phenotype is no longer bioluminous. Had a must-buy luminous objective to soak myself in objects in the fluids. If nothing really happens, it was something I was trapped in.